What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. We have an absolute amazing day of tech news for you, all about the S24 and some devices possibly shipping out, and a bunch of questions from you guys, so let's dive right in. Our first story of the day is about the potential, I guess, Galaxy Z Fold 5 shipping out, or at least getting shipping labels shipped out, because you know you were able to pre-order as of last week. And if you want to pre-order right now, I'll put a link down below in the description. If you click on the link, it'll give me a little kickback and you'll still pay the same price and show your support for the show. But let's talk about this. So here's the information. I was tweeted at by Fat Boy Pop saying my Fold 5 has a label and they've charged my credit card here. Where you go? And you can see it shows off his tracking number, it shows off where it's coming from, which is Coppell, Texas. That is Samsung. And I don't see exactly when it's going to arrive right there, but you got to imagine this is great news. I checked my FedEx account. I didn't see anything in the advanced shipment tracking over there, but this is a good indication of things to come. Obviously, the phones always ship out a little bit early. They're supposed to ship August 11th, or at least arrive by August 11th, I should say. And then in the past, they've always arrived 2 to 3 days earlier than that. So you can expect to see most people's phones shipping August 7th through probably about the 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range. So we'll keep our eyes on this. If I get information about mine, I will let you guys know. Otherwise, just reach out to me on Twitter at Greggles TV, and also follow me while you're over there. Next 3 stories are about the Galaxy S24 series of phones. There's a kind of negative bad story about it, but there's some good stuff mixed in there as well. So let's talk about the bad one first. So this information, we've spoken about this before, but Ice Universe is putting out a tweet saying that I see some accurate information and that he can 100% guarantee that the Exynos 2400 is back. It is expected to be adopted in Europe and in parts of Asia. And I want to talk about that real quick. We've heard about that processor because, you know, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and now Gen 3 that the S24 will have in the rest of the world is an absolute amazing processor with performance and battery life. And the Exynos has not been up to the standards in a lot of ways of the Snapdragon processors with battery life and performance. And I know a lot of you were super stoked when the Snapdragon went worldwide with Samsung, and then we're kind of reverting back to Samsung, going back to the Exynos. So again, we're gonna have to keep our eyes peeled on this one if the Exynos 2400 will live up to any standard that the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 can. I don't think it will, but and is this going to stop you from buying it? That's the better question. Put that in the comments down below. But some other information coming out that is kind of positive on here is if you are getting the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, the benchmarks are amazing. 2233 on the single core score, and then 6661 on the multi-core score. So some big jumps in performance on that processor for the 8 Gen 3 for the countries that will get it, such as America and Canada. Obviously other parts of Asia, I believe China gets the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and other countries as well. But then we also have some battery information back to Ice Universe. S24 Plus and 24 will have batteries of 4,900 milliamps and 5,000 milliamps. So that 24 Plus will get a bump in battery life up to 4,900 milliamps. But regardless, you should still get good battery life, especially if we're getting the 8 Gen 3 in the part of the world that you live in with Qualcomm. So let me know what you guys think about this. Is this gonna, you know, deter you from buying a Galaxy S24 series of phone if your country gets the Exynos 2400 processor? Let me know in the comments down below. For me, I don't know if I would end up getting, maybe I would. I'm not, you know, I'm more of a folding phone fan, but it might push me away. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's jump into our Q&A. Mario's asking, he has the S8 Plus with 16 gigs of RAM. Is it worth getting the Tab S9 Plus with 12 gigs of RAM? No, there's not a big jump. If you're, I don't even think I'm gonna upgrade, honestly, from my S8 Ultra to the S9 Ultra. I think I'm just gonna stick with what I got. So I would say no, don't do it. I do not think it's worth it to do that unless you ultimately really need a smaller tablet for whatever reason, but I would say don't do it. It's not worth the upgrade. Gadget Beard's asking, why aren't people complaining about the cost of the Z Fold 5 like they were with the Google Pixel Fold? I think people are, you know, because it's not a big jump, but you know, I think that the Pixel Fold's such a polarizing device, and then the Z Fold 5 and the Samsung brand in general is just, you know, it's still polarizing as well, but I don't think to the extent that the Google Pixel brand is with a lot of people in the tech loving community. So I think that's really why, and plus Samsung has a much bigger population of fans versus what Google Pixel does. And our last question from Reactions asking when I think phones will not need cases, if ever, in the future. I don't think we're ever going to come to a point like that unless they stop using. I just don't think it'll happen. I mean, you think about all the materials of the world that have ever been created, of, you know, something that hasn't been breakable when you just drop it and it still looked amazing. I just don't think it'll happen. I think we'll eventually get to a point where most people just wear some kind of glasses on their face and they won't have to worry about holding a physical device and breaking it. So I think that would happen first before we create a device where it wouldn't need a case at all if it wasn't going to break. So there you guys go. Thanks for watching. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. #question. Ask your question. We'll get it answered in tomorrow's video. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road.